Just a flat base speed.
Yep, it's an enhancement bonus, so it wouldn't stack with haste, but I don't always have haste.
No.
And whenever Jonas provided the breakdowns for like individual exploration and shit like that, I was like, oh, that's not so bad. If I can actually end up doing any of that by myself, I can do it faster.
Well, I mean, what's the price of them? Because they would be useful to anyone.
I don't remember the price off the top of my head.
I can already find that.
Could always multiclass into Barbarian and get a +10 untyped bonus.
And then Monk to get even more, yeah.
I think you have to get the Monk level 3 or level 4 for the fast movement.
3, yeah.
By
So
the way,
Barbarian 1, Monk 3.
the boots cost 2,750 gold to craft.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. That's how much it cost.
That's like... God damn. Yeah. That's a
And-
lot
and
of money.
And you ignored like 2 prerequisites making them, it looks like. Or at least 1.
I do have a very high spellcraft check.
Because you must have 5 ranks in acrobatics.
I do have 5 ranks in acrobatics. That I didn't have to ignore.
You
So,
still
yeah.
have to ignore the Monstrider.
All of the wheeling and dealing shit I do, Jonas has all of the numbers for all of the gold I've been making. I'm an acquisitioner, goddammit.
You're acquisitioning
You
a
are
lot of stuff.
certainly acquisitioning things.
By the way,
Not in the
Sheep,
way I would have expected, but okay.
you're doing well. Sheep, I did send you how much money we got from the little raid we did.
Yeah, I saw.
It took me like 4 or 5 tries, I kept forgetting things.
I noticed, and I kept changing it.
Yeah.
I have to
I
find
mentioned
some
it.
alternative way of making money. We're not really making anything when we were doing kingdom stuff.
No.
Weirdly enough.
No.
The ruler is the
Unless we
poorest.
steal everything from the treasury, but...
I guess you begin doing that. Just taking money.
We could, if we kept having buildings to decrease unrest, then we could we could keep building buildings to decrease unrest and then withdraw BP.
Or
I
get
mean-
the loyalty high enough when we get all the orchards. Just remove them and have Tarling kill everyone who disagrees. Succeeding all our loyalty rolls.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, when it comes to unrest building, for example, Jones did say to me, like, building a barracks in Afterbolt's a good idea. So,
Yeah, it's half price.
Yeah, it's half price. And it'll only cost us, with the discount from the Lyre building that barracks in Fasterval will only cost us 1 build point.
and it gets rid of 1 unrest, adds 2 defense to the city.
We're saving it for the unrest, though.
Yeah, the point stands, it's a good idea.
I had that jotted down on the build order sheet with some other things, but they're definitely interchangeable. Depends on our situation.
It's also a case of, because I was thinking about, strategically, where are we most likely to get invaded? Kind of my job. And, the south is more likely. Gnomes.
Yeah.
So having defense in the city, if we get assaulted, is actually a decent idea.
As long as we don't have an army, though, I mean, the defense doesn't matter.
Well, the point stands. If we get forward warning of an army, we can at least get one up. Relative speed.
Yeah, it seems that we managed to luck out those first 2 turns with not having any event pop up, positive or negative. I don't know whether Jonas was like rolling that in the background or whether he just decided for us not to have those events.
It could be even just a case of the story says no events in the first 2 turns or something.
It could just be like give them story events from the actual campaign instead.
I'm sure eventually he'll just start. If he's not rolling, he'll eventually have to stop rolling. But
What do you guys think
He's
about
probably rolling.
those humans? I definitely think that's interesting. A possible route to the surface.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical. But
It seems like kind of like the quest giver, But at least we don't have to sort of do it right away.
Right, we don't have to do it.
Something that
Yeah,
might
it
begin
doesn't-
escalating events and make
It doesn't
so that
seem
we can't
immediately
control
important,
time.
but
And
but,
controlling the time at which things happen. I mean, right now we're not really ready for anything happening.
But if
We're
we
still-
could, if we could find such a route to the surface, then taking them with us when we go down to the Earth's wound isn't so bad.
yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
finding that entrance would be nice since we can monitor it and see if
at the very
the
least, like,
inevitable giant troll arrives to kill us.
if it's actually like a path to the surface and we don't want to deal with it, we can just wall it off. You get enough stone shapes on that fucker, you can just
Climb so goddamn far to get up to the surface from here.
You don't actually know how
the
deep we
hole
are.
in the surface, but
So-
they're gonna have to
So we don't know how deep we are, and we don't know the topographical layout of the Earth's wound. It might be on like an incline that goes all the way up to the surface, and we just never register that normally.
Or it could be some, because this is a bit underground, for example. That could be, we could be miles. We could literally just be like only a small bit. It's like.
And
Like
then
some
shoots an
basement
arrow at the
just-
ceiling and it just suddenly sunlight.
Well, I'm not thinking that thin, but
We do know that once upon a time there was a route from the top of the fungal jungle to the surface, because the telescope was there.
yeah. So if we take the fungal jungle as an example. I can't. It's more than your dark vision extended, so it could be like 500 feet up. I mean, that's not that bad.
Anyways, it's time for bed, I think. For me, at least. See you at some point, I suppose.
All right,
Sleep.
Zed. Sheep.
I gotta find some way to make money.
It's like what Thorak was doing, right?
It's like everyone else is doing it, but you can't like break dance the bar. Okay, stop that.
Break,
How
kegs of ale
does a
over
ruler
her knee.
make money? Like,
Well, I mean, who actually made money here?
So I'm sure that no ruler has ever asked himself that, right? How do I personally make money?
how can I get wealthy? Because
Well, clearly you need to assign a royal
because
salary.
apparently people really care if I like.
Perform
You also have
oratory.
Like for every BP, they will like if I take just
Yeah.
like
That's why you subtract
it's
under a
like-
BEP. Was
a month of earnings, they will flip their shit and
That's
they will
right.
begin burning and
See,
killing everyone.
it's not even that much. Like every BP you get is watered down to 2,000 gold,
2,000 gold pieces. It's like
and it
if you want to
increases.
do
unrest
anything
by
with
one.
it, then and 10 on rest is like max. Then shit's burning and
That's when
everyone's
you start losing hexes.
yeah. Like that's just like
Well, we do have some wiggle room when we start making money. We can build parks and more barracks and more jails to compensate. There's a lot of things that reduce unrest that we never really looked at.
I mean the kingdom stuff. It doesn't really improve our characters as such.
Not
Not
really.
directly, no.
It'd be
No.
more powerful for really just looting the damn thing.
I imagine that we will get some experience points though for like doing like kingdom shit.
There are, I know if you just look on the SRD on its own, there's like some basic rules for DMs and stuff for like experience from just like even setting up a capital gives you experience, for example.
Right.
Building enough buildings in a single settlement will give you some XP. So that's how they have it covered. It's just gold side. We'll get gold eventually, right?
We get, if the money doesn't
The cap-
come, then we squeeze it out of those fuckers.
Yeah, we can steal it eventually, right?
It's not
I mean-
stealing. We're the lords.
No, we are. We're making purchases of the state.
Problem is that that people are so quick to rebel
They are.
without regards to their own safety at all. Like if we had, I mean,
Barracks that can be upgraded. to
intimidation doesn't work very well
Right.
in this.
You mean we get to the point where eventually like we can withdraw 5 BP at a time. That's 5 unrest, and then we can slap down some shit and curb off the unrest.
And then we'll have huge cities of parks, houses.
Parks, monuments, jails, barracks, whatever reduces shrines reduce unrest.
And pays money.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't realize. Apparently, the city wall alone also lowers unrest, which is
Yeah.
okay.
If you build one.
So what we can do, we can build our new settlement, then add a city wall immediately to lower the unrest of the entire kingdom.
Walled cities with like 2 houses in them.
Yeah. Like we can build like military improvements like outside of the towns, which reduce unrest.
We build another wall for
Watchtower for every road.
So, Castle Vytharia. There's like that entirely separate document for castle improvements too.
We're gonna build a castle in the
In the new capital city. Yeah.
That's when we can just sit and design a map. That's the castle.
Palace.
Oh yeah.
You can make a palace, right? It's only 108 build pieces.
I can get my map tool on, you know. I'll design the own map. Jonas, I'll teach you how to create maps that aren't so fucking huge.
So 108 build
You'll have
points.
to make a huge map.
How many gold pieces? How many gold pieces does the build point go to?
2,000 per. So yeah, we can withdraw 5. That's 2,000 per person. That's 5 unrest, and then we slap down some happy buildings.
You know, so a palace doesn't cost too much for everyone to get. That's only 216,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, except if we paid for it, it would be double that. Because apparently money doesn't translate well into work force and such.
Nah. Yeah, we're getting half the value of a BP.
Basically, which means we don't want to ever do that. Really.
Paved streets. Yes, we need more economy and stability from paved streets. So expensive. It's like 24 build point pieces just to pay for the streets.
You know, we got a lot of options to reduce unrest. We'll get our money one way or the other whenever the orchards are done.
It's the sort of the prospect of very little character progression leaves a bad taste.
It's unfortunate, but our characters are progressing in other ways.
I suppose.
We do have like roughly 180 turns until our characters get into the middle age group.
+2 wisdom. Okay.
It's only plus
+1,
one.
I suppose.
It's only +1 for the mental attributes and -1 each for the physicals.
You can get stuff for that.
We need the temporary aging avoidance thing.
Each resistance greater.
Can we have a dose of that every day?
There's like one particular, like, I get like the special bathtub.
100 turns? Only 100 turns?
180.
Huh.
180 turns, still. 180 turns of, what, 4 turns is a,
4 turns a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That's roughly 45 years.
Right.
Because we're 129 now, and I took a look at the middle age measurement for where Drow are.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
We have to hurry up. We're not out of time.
I mean, considering we got through, what, 2?
We get a lot of sessions. We didn't even
We
get
the
through
3,
2.
then we have 60 sessions of just king stuff.
Yeah. We didn't even get through 2 all the way.
I'd be happy.
I was hoping to do some exploration. It's like, oh.
Yeah. A little bit of
You know who did that with Grimith, who stole the spotlight?
dig around.
You know, I figured, you know, since I was there, I wanted to wait for the mushroom guy anyway. My character is capable of running and hiding on his own.
And glitter dust!
Yeah, my character has magic to run away, you know. Battlefield control for distractions, and then poof, down he goes.
Yeah, some of us don't have as much.
I'm also counting on Jonas not wanting to slow down the entire game with a combat encounter just for me.
Why, yes! You're alone and surrounded by 50 thongles.
Metagaming.
Yeah. Yes, to some extent, it is metagame. You know, I'm playing this risk because my character's powerful enough that I can reasonably escape encounters, and he won't want to slow it down. That hasn't always worked out for me. There was a Shadowrun 4th edition campaign I ended up playing, whatever, Shadowrun edition campaign I ended up playing last year where I tried to do some stuff on my own and I thought it would be covered in the downtime, and my character ended up dying during that. It's not perfect.
No.
But I thought it would be help since, you know, my character can do that exploration stuff on his own. He's very perceptive, he's got knowledge engineering. That take 10 check at 26.
You're the skill monkey.
Yeah, when you get 12 skill points per level.
I'm considering just killing Tarlin.
Why?
He's non-essential, and he is such a sneaky motherfucker.
Yeah, for example, I sent both you and Manaki a PM about
That is just...
his alignment's been hidden
If he
by...
walks around with constant non-detection, that is...
So he's a
He's
gnome.
a fucking gnome. Yeah. and I don't know. He just seems like a bomb that should be diffused.
No, I have more problems with Vytharia than I do with Tarlin.
We can kill both of them, right? Then we have like a middle way.
Then we're I mean, I know Tarlin fills a non-essential position on the council. I would have preferred him in a more useful position, certainly, but
Well, that's what he wanted, apparently. He wanted to be the one with all the assassins.
That's true. He probably also thought we would make more use out of him, but we're like, we don't want to make loyalty checks and permanently lower loyalty.
No, yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't want to take action without the rest of you guys, but...
Well, then again, we are evil,
Yeah, but that's a balance to play.
Yeah.
Like, I could reasonably, as the rule, just begin to fuck up everything and just... I'll just take 10 BP, whatever. I don't care.
So, can we...
Let's just,
like,
kill
throw
it,
out
Oh,
There-
is annoying. I'll
There's a
murder it.
difference between role play and, like, table cohesion.
And being an asshole.
I think Tarlin should be left alive. I think his purpose, whether designed by the book or designed by Tarlin, I would like to see it play out.
Yeah,
It's going to be definitely interesting. He is...
I mean, he's
far
gonna
stronger
betray
than-
us.
He's stronger than...
Like, it's...
I don't know. I think if he would have betrayed us, he would have already done so.
He's had plenty of opportunity, and he's far stronger than any of them.
But then why all this complete, like, it's...
I perfectly I want to keep secrets. I don't want people to just constantly fucking pry in my head. I don't have a problem with it, and neither does my character.
Don't want people prying your head. I'm just going around just like, while talking to someone, just like, what is your assignment?
Like, it's like, it's like in prior, like, versions of the game, people could detect, like, they would know when you were casting, like, the detect shit on them, and they would get offended by that.
Nope. Unless you have a special ability, you don't know I'm doing it.
That's why I said in prior
I think
versions
it's an
of the
Inquisitor
game.
thing.
I think it's an Inquisitor thing, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we can't try to smite evil. It's like, no, he's not evil.
Well, that would rely on you actually doing smart and then hitting him to see if you do extra damage or not. It's like,
We can get one of the person with the Justicar class, where we say that he will betray us, and then we raise the sword and try to cut his head off, and if it's cut off, it's because he's guilty. And if he isn't guilty, nothing will happen.
I mean, you could go
The
into
best kind of trial.
some sort of convoluted paranoid scheme about how Tarlin kept us alive because he knew he couldn't build this empire on his own, so he allowed us to grow in strength and power while he served under us willingly until such time as he could finally... It's outlandish. I feel, if he's actually going to pull that moment, it's like, kudos to you. I don't know why you chose now instead of all the other sessions before now, but...
Like, he's had tons of time alone in range where he could have killed him and no one would have noticed.
It's like, allowing us to grow powerful would be a worse decision for him. His best moment, and we talked about this because we joked that he would do it, was right after we defeated, like, the dwarves, and just had taken Fastervault. He shows up with the Drow Guards and boom. Or the 3 months where we were gone. At any point during that, he can turn onto either Lady Satha's side, or just decide that he's going to be the new ruler.
Yeah.
And even that, there is another opportunity, which was when after he finished his fight with the spiders, he could have quite easily done it as well.
Aye.
I think he could have. I mean, Alanara was pretty injured then, for example.
She is not the most critical piece of the team.
No, but the point stands is there were some people that were, they were wounded. He could have taken. I'm pretty confident in the fact that he could have killed anyone in the party with a single blow at that moment. He's actually pretty tough from what I've worked out.
Do you think he's more lethal than Lady Satha?
That I can't 100% judge. I haven't seen him fight for his full capacity. He's trying to hide that. So, that's an interesting question.
Because I don't think he is.
Commander Lady Suffer, I'm not 100% sure.
I genuinely don't think he is. Because that would just go beyond the levels of anything acceptable to outright stupid. Then he is the fucking Herald of Agares, sent here to aid us along.
You know, that would make Elinary convert to a different religion. The Herald is a demon, an asshole, but not that much of an asshole. To be trolling us constantly. Yeah.
I don't know, you know. Demons gotta get their jollies somehow, right?
I mean, they do it partly through the misery of mortals, so...
Alinari switches religions, then loses all of her class ability.
Retrains to false priest.
Okay. I'm just becoming a level 20 expert, okay?
Level 20 expert. You have a lot of skill points.
I don't even care anymore. I'll take my weak attributes and I'll like them.
We'll keep your stupid domains.
Yeah.
Destiny will be our god from now on. Lock and travel. Yay.
Favorite weapon, dagger, my ass.
Caves. You're gonna have lock, travel, and bastard swords. The adventure deity #1.
Luck, travel, and bastard swords. Part of a balanced breakfast.
What else would you want?
What else would a man want in life? No. I thought the session was okay. I really did enjoy the player interaction. I also enjoy in-character grief and strife, especially among mature role players who can keep that out of character.
Tyne is slightly over the top at the moment.
It's fine. To be fair, in fairness, it is a dick thing to suddenly discover, oh, hey, by the way.
Yeah. You spend all our money. It's like the thing when one player tries to claim the loot after a battle for himself.
Right.
Only. It's like, that's not even funny.
No.
You're impairing the progression of other characters. No. Because it's not that you get more money, it's that they get less.
Yes.
They're mad about.
I promise I did not intend to do anything of the sort. I knew it would come back. Jonas said it would come back, and I was like, okay, I can accept that.
Yeah, the thing Jonas said, things I've done are going to come back, so...
Oh.
Never said that to me. Cautious. I need to go out and stir up some shit.
Oh, that's Suddenly, like, next session, Miku's like, oh, by the way, there is something involving Rae'nkalar, which is going to drain...
Adamant you bought.
In my case, it would drain something like loyalty or something.
It's like everyone just, like, wheels around. Trislan's like, are you serious?
Like that one movie. Am I the only one who hasn't done anything? Elinary sits with huge clump of onyx sitting inside the skull of some dragon skeleton she bought.
Like, actual real-life wood. The council table's made out of it now.
Like, what? How did you get this?
I have my ways.
Yeah, in my case, I did it, like, in our 2 weeks of downtime. That's when I warning Jonas happened.
That's much more recent.
I forced some things upon the drow to help lower the unrest. But,
yes, yeah. I figured. Things did not go over so well. I had my feelers out. Things.
I mean, some things have gone well. Some of the gnomes like me more. The bard lady, she likes me more.
I know Miyako accepts you
gnomes are not kind of the ones to do anything for us.
It's, and
villainy sort of past these little cliques of political intrigue, completely untrustworthy. Yeah. Like, I was what's best for the family. Oh yeah, sure.
Well, Rillinid does want what's best for the family.
It's the profiteer.
It's tied into his entire character concept. He does want what's best for the family. All the decisions that he makes, flawed or not. Some of them are more flawed than others.
Elanir is like, yeah. Naming Ivy as the spy master is not a good idea because he is in Rillinid's pocket. And he'll use that. He'll use that to deceive and cheat and steal and scam his way, trying to claw at her position in every way he can. Because he just enjoys it.
I would say because he wouldn't have done that, at any other point. No.
Whatever she gives him, he always abuses it.
I will definitely say Rillinid does very much like having Ivy right there. That's great.
She might die at some point.
She might. I mean, certainly, Svirfneblin lifespans are not as long as Drow's are.
No. What how old she is?
Don't know.
I don't think that's a question.
Probably below middle age. I think she's relatively young. Full of exuberance and hope.
One disfiguring touch, and she will be a very different gnome.
And as I'm fairly confident I will be picking up leadership at level 7, she will end up being the cohort without question.
She'll be your bat.
Unless, yes, my bat. I think she's more effective than the bat is. The bat doesn't tell Zin about humans passing through.
You guys already know what I'm going to take for my feat, so...
Yep, craft magic arms and armor.
Probably gonna take Iron Will.
So you will get access to tongue soon, DDS. I actually thought clerics had access to it with the level 3 spells, but it turns out level 4.
Really?
Scrolls or potions could be bought of it, but...
I'll lose a couple of spell levels now, though, so I won't get new levels.
Tongue's actually something I would consider. It would match Rain's whole inquisitiveness.
Yeah, and since you can prepare any spell,
Yeah, I don't prepare them. I have spontaneousness, so I pick which ones I want to use. But yeah, Inquisitor 2. I mean, when my second level ones come around, it's like to consider when I have spare ones to use.
I mean, it's not a big deal. My character handles linguistics fairly well, and he's going to be built to continue to handle linguistics very well. Yeah, I'm going to put more points in linguistics. I get to discern lines, but it's no good if I can't actually tell what they're saying. So, I might be able to tell you a line, but I can't actually understand what you're saying, so it doesn't actually work. So
at some point, we're going to begin being blatantly evil.
Well,
At some point, the gloves will come off when we become sufficiently powerful, and everyone can be thrown under the bus because we're that goddamn powerful.
That's gonna be great.
We have to compromise a whole hell of a lot right now, and I imagine that many others would fail in this position simply because they could not compromise. That is why we are leaders.
Elanir's greatest virtue is her patience.
Patient Elanir. That's what she wants. No. The eternal, dread queen, Elanir, her holiness. Not holiness. Divinity.
Here's a question. So does Rillinid have a fancy title, or is he just the Grand Diplomat? Of course, he's the Messiah, but...
He's the Messiah of Underblad, I think that's right.
Rillinid is like the humble diplomat, friend of the common folk.
I think Rillinid just sticks to whatever people call him. He's
Smoozer
okay.
Gnomes.
I mean, his name is just evocative enough that he lets other people come up with those titles and nicknames. Some of the old Drow probably still call him by his old nickname back from when he lived in Vathis. Some others have some other nicknames. Fastervolt looks upon him with, some happiness.
As the gold spreader.
At least not, hate.
Thy who throw coins.
I have really been trying fucking hard to work to discredit Tamar Miath.
Though actually Miath, the much you work to discredit them, she's actually not that bad now.
It's Tamar, and he is so old. The whole concept of him dying, yes, Train. The whole concept of him dying his natural death. I mean.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Right.
Drain!
We have to hope, unless, like, he's being kept alive by some sort of, like, fucking Zvirfneblin god. Just to troll
Oh,
us.
did you? No, all the sniff. He actually has like such a huge amount. He's like selling all the marble himself and like buying the potions that let him prevent aging.
Potion of vitality. Potion of youth.
There is a potion that stops aging for like 1 year. But
There we go.
you have to buy a lot of them and they're expensive.
See, if we were just like